Hey guys, Zach Ginn, Flip with Rick here. Today I'm going to show you how I'm creating more urgency with my sellers in my follow-ups to get more deals from the coronavirus. Now, something we really need to understand here is to create urgency with our sellers, we're going to have to be very hard to get. We're going to have to play hard to get. Now, this is in 2019, guys. The year of 2019 is over. This is 2020. We're dealing with these crazy times right now. We can't play hard to go after. We can't be chasing after these deals like crazy. In 2020, after this market crash is going to happen right now from the coronavirus, we're going to have to play a lot more hard to get. Now, if you look at the psychology, this is a lot like dating or getting a girl, quote unquote. If you're just going after them and just going, the seller is going to think, there's a lot of people wanting to buy my property. I'm just going to bid up and see which is the best option possible. Now, if you did this in 2019, if you went after someone and there was 5 of them, usually the seller would just try to get a bidding war and go after it. And the solution for that, what I did was I built a lot of rapport, worked my butt off building rapport with sellers and getting great deals. And it worked. It ended up being a very good year for us, 2019. But now we're going to have to play a lot more hard to get. So in 2019, if you were like, hey, you know what? I don't even know if I'm interested in selling your house. It might work a little, but they had 4 other people going after them. Now there's a huge exodus of wholesalers leaving in our area. And that means there's a lot less competition and you can play a lot harder to get. And that makes it so much easier with motivated sellers. So to create urgency and playing hard to get is a mixed case of emotions here with the seller. We're going to get them to go feel panicked and feel like they need to sell now because of the issues from this coronavirus and they need to go with us. Now, if they say, okay, if you tell them the urgency and if they say, okay, let's sell, and you're like, okay, let's go sign it, you're not going to get the best deal possible. So I'm going to show you exactly how I'm creating the urgency, and then I'm going to go after how to actually playing hard to get here. Now, what I'm telling my sellers, especially when I'm calling on my follow-ups or I'm getting more things from Facebook ads or from the cold calling, things like that, I'll say, hey, Mr. Seller, this market's going to get a lot worse. I know you're sort of on the fence about selling, but wouldn't you rather sell it for more money now than in the future when things get worse? Now, a lot of people, they're going to give you this objection. They're going to say this, Zach, my house is worth $1 million. You know, the real estate market already hit a bottom. There's no way it's going to go any more down. That's my typical seller impression voice. I always say this. I'm like, hey, Mr. Seller, don't you understand in this county that most of these sellers are in the service industry? Most sellers, most renters, most people are in the service industry. And don't you understand that nobody's working right now and they're mostly all on unemployment? What do you think is going to happen in 2 to 3 months when people are trying to pay their mortgage and they can't? They're going to get foreclosed on. And that is not good. That means there's going to be more foreclosures, more inventory in the market. I try not to confuse them too much with real estate lingo, inventory on the market, but showing there's going to be more properties in the market. And with the laws of supply and demand, there's going to be more supply, prices are going to go down. So do you want to wait for all these foreclosures to happen before you sell and it becomes a lot less price? Because hey, I already told you I'm pretty much ready to go at 100,000, but if there's more properties coming to me, I can't guarantee that 100,000 is going to be my price. Things like that to create the urgency with the sellers, and then they'll say, you know what? Okay, let's do 100. And that's great. The other thing I do to create urgency with the sellers is a lot of people don't have relationships with realtors. They want to deal with investors. They don't want to deal with other people per se here. So what I like to tell them is, I know you don't talk to all our realtors. You hate realtors, and I totally understand that. But you know, we talk to realtors all the time. And do you understand that most listings right now are getting frozen? People don't want to have open houses. Sellers don't want people going to their houses and looking at it for showings. This is terrible. That means there's just so many properties on the market not moving, and that means there's bidding wars to get it down lower and lower and lower. And if we keep waiting, things are just going to keep going down. Now, I mean, do you remember 2008, Mr. Seller? Mr. Johnson, Madam, whatever. And, oh, yeah, That is true. You go after that, you create the urgency there. Now, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I know you said you wanted to close very quickly here. Unfortunately, if you wait a little bit, try to get a better price, or you're not thinking about selling now, I mean, I don't know if these courts are going to stay open. I know here in Florida, the coronavirus it's here, but it's going to get worse. Courts are closed. There's no way I can buy this in a month, and the price is just going to keep going down. Now, the next one is usual. What I usually do here is, just talk about the more foreclosures, just like 2008, 2009, especially in our market, that happened a lot. And the last thing I do to create lots of urgency with my sellers is I tell them this. Mrs. Johnson, I don't know if you know this, but I'm just going to tell you a little quick fact about these postcards that I sent out for these calls I make and things like that. I mean, I usually get about 4 calls a day of people interested in selling their house. I might go on 1 to 2 appointments, and I'll probably buy maybe 1 a week, maybe 2. And right now, I mean, I was getting 4 phone calls a day. Now I'm getting like 12 calls a day. That means there's 3 times more people interested in selling their house. And that means I have more options to buy. That means I have a 3 times better option of getting better price deals than now. So if you don't want to sell, I mean, that's okay, because I'm getting so many people calling me that I'll just get a better deal, because I can get a better deal than what you're wanting to sell the house for right now. And that creates urgency too. That makes, oh no, he's getting more people. I need to go, go, sell it quickly. So that's what I do to create the urgencies with my sellers here. So let's break down exactly how I'm playing hard to get and I'm actually getting the deals. So after I create that urgency with my seller and they think, they start to panic in their head, like, I need to sell now. Exactly where you want them. So perfect. So now they're ready to sell. This is where you start to wait. So they're going to come after you. Ready? You're going to pull away real quick, and that gives you about a 10 to 15% discount on top of the discount that we already agreed to. So if I was talking to a seller, they're at 100, I was at 100,000, they were at 120, and 120 was just a little too much for me. And I know for 100 grand, I could probably wholesale it maybe 10 to 15. And they never wanted 100. You call me again, you create the urgency. Okay, let's do 100. So they come after me, they call me, hey, let's do 100. That's where I pull back here. I say this, Ms. Johnson, 100,000 that's where I was at a month ago before people started dying in the market and people stopped paying rents. I don't think I can do that price anymore. I really can't. Trust me, if it was up to me, I would pay you that full price, but the market just doesn't dictate that. If I had to do this, I'm taking a huge risk here. The renters, if I rent this out or if I try to fix this up, if my workers get sick and I have to wait, and there's more legislation saying I can't evict people, if I can't have realtors list this property, if I try to buy it, renovate it, and sell it, then I won't get any money from this. If I'm trying to buy this and sell this and all the listings are frozen in the courts, I'm screwed. I'm gonna have to pay more holding costs, more taxes, things like that. Just 100,000. I mean, that was a great price maybe 3-4 months ago. But now, I would be losing so much money doing that. And then they'll come after you and say, okay, what price would you do that? I'm expecting a worse crash there in 2008. GDP is going to fall really badly. If I had to buy this for 80 grand, that's probably what I can do. And then, they go back, negotiate, maybe you get it for maybe 90, 85, you get that 10 to 15% discount, and bam, you're in the money there. So it's almost a discount you can get on these properties by creating urgency. And if you know how to do it really well, you can get better deals on your properties, make more money, and thrive during these market recessions and crashes. Now, this is completely different if you're doing creative finance or short sales. Those tutorials are coming in the future. Don't worry. That is what we're focusing on here to help you become a complete real estate investor with all these strategies. But I've been getting a lot of DMs, a lot of private messages on Facebook on how I'm creating urgency with these sellers and getting better discounts. Because you're going to need better discounts. Your cash buyers, they're not going to expect the usual 20 to 30% down markdown on properties, discounts. They're going to expect even more. And you're going to have to bring that to the table with them if you want to survive, thrive, and make money as a real estate wholesaler and investor in the future. So this is Zach Ginn, Flip with Rick, signing out right now. I hope you and your family stay safe during these crazy times. Please message me if you have any more questions. I'm at Flip with Rick on Instagram, at official ZACHGINN on Instagram. Talk to Rick on Facebook too. You'd love to be your friend on there. I'm more active trying to answer things like that. And that's it for the day here. So just a quick update before I sign off right now. We're officially changing everything on Flip with Rick YouTube. We are going to be live Wednesdays for the Bag Searches podcasts, Mondays and Fridays at 5 o'clock. We will be posting new videos. So you're getting 3 videos a week. So on Mondays, you get a video. Wednesdays, you get a Bag Searches podcast at 5 o'clock. And on Friday, you'll get a 5 o'clock video from me or Rick talking everything about real estate investing and helping you during these crazy turbulent times. So I thank you. Hope you stay safe. God bless.